Hello and welcome to Triple C Rated, the podcast of Chin and Choo from Ziangs Food Workshop. If you don't know who we are, we have a subscribership on YouTube of 144,000 and on TikTok 105,000. We've also got stuff that we do, but that's pointless. Let's just carry on with the podcast. We are a person short today. My wife is not with us. She's not feeling very well, so she's not on the podcast. But I am still very much drinking. Today, what tipple have I got? I've got Tempest 2. And,
all right.
And what are you drinking, Mum?
I'm drinking one of my all-time favourite, vodka and pineapple juice.
I thought you were just going to stop at vodka then. I thought you were just going, my all-time favourite, vodka. Okay, so today I'm going to have to, this is going to be a bit disconjointed because I'm not very good at reading or writing. So this is going to be a little bit hard for me. But
Interesting.
I'll try my best. That and with some libation as well is going to make this quite difficult. So, let's get into the first question, Emma.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's the best tip for a noob? Sorry, there's no name with this question. I know it was asked. I've just forgot to copy and paste the name, and I don't know where it was asked. It was asked a few weeks ago now, so I can't remember. Again, apologies. But, Mum, best cooking tip for a noob?
What is new?
A noob means new to something. So if you're a noob, it means you're new to that particular
channel or new
subject.
Okay.
It's a gaming term that's so if you're a noob, you're new to something essentially.
Is it a word or is it a made up word?
NOO. It's a word now. It's in the English dictionary, but it was essentially made up, I think. I don't know.
Top of English.
Yeah.
A newcomer, all right?
Yeah, newcomer, but they call it a noob.
Okay, so I give you that then.
Thank you.
Yeah. What is I would try.
Yeah.
To try.
Yeah.
The most common one is the egg fried rice, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Egg fried rice and noodle.
Egg fried rice in any sort of Chinese takeaway kitchen. When you first start cooking, the first thing you learn is egg fried rice, and you pretty much don't come off there for 2 years. You just do egg fried rice every day for 2 years, and there's a very good reason for that, because you can get egg fried rice right 20 times, and then there's this one time when for some reason it just sticks and you cannot figure it out. It takes skill to realise that's going to happen. It doesn't it? So like by the time most people have realised it's happened, it's started sticking already.
Yes.
Hasn't it?
Yeah.
But us as people who've used woks for literally all my life and Mum all her life, we can tell when the rice isn't the right texture just by looking at it, that it's going to stick in about 30 seconds time if I don't do something about it. Be that if I just put my ladle in the oil and I skirt the ladle around the outside to slowly let the oil drip down so it doesn't stick, because the grain itself doesn't look moist enough, which again can make it stick. So you add a tiny amount of water, but not too much, because too much water will make it stick.
Yeah, and the temperature of the wok is important. I think now, I think a lot of the time now people turn on their gas fire for the rice is really hard, and when you cook your fried rice, your rice turn into really soft, like a slider, like the snake, A
slider.
Soft and really flexible.
Mm-hmm.
But now nowadays, I think people turn on their fire, the gas fire, too hot, too powerful. The rice not actually cooking like. Even though it's hot, but it's not like I don't know how to explain it.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Again, this because we cook. We've cooked our entire lives, so I know exactly what you mean. It's great. It's like granular rather than soft.
Yeah. Yes.
That can also be because their rice was undercooked in the first place, though, or they didn't use enough water. Sometimes that could. But again, if you're good with your fried rice, you will see that there hasn't been enough water at the beginning, and you add the water in. So you essentially try and steam it.
Yeah, that's right. If it's too dry, you just turn your heat down, get a splash of water into your rice, and then the steam, actually, when the water is so hot, you put a dash of water in, you just inject moisture, like making bread. You need the injection for the steam to make the bread nice. Otherwise, the breast get not the breast, the bread.
To keep your breasts moist.
The bread get a bit dry, not moist. So a proper bread machine that inject the steam into the bread. It's just the same principle.
That's to get crispy.
Outside
crust. Yeah. But in terms of rice cooking, it's actually really difficult, and it seems fairly simple. Like a lot of people, when I do my online cookery courses and stuff, they're always like, I can't seem to get the fried rice right. And I'm like, are you following me exactly how I say it in the videos? They always say yes. And then I start doing the thing and they go, oh, I've never seen you do that. And I'm like, well, they're on the videos quite a lot. Oh, it's just, oil is another one.
Yeah.
Oil is another one. But
and the control of the heat as well.
Yeah, it's not one temperature, especially on their 45 kilowatt wok burners. It's not one hot, medium. Like, for example, when I write a cookbook or in Western cooking, they go keep it on a medium-low heat for 2.5 minutes and put it to high heat for 20 minutes. High heat for 20 minutes. On a wok, you have like literally a tap, and it's like a handle.
Yeah.
And you'll go, you'll be like patting down the rice, and then you'll notice there's too much
too much heat and it sticks.
Yeah, well, the too much heat there's like a smoke will come up in it, and it's white. That's too hot. So you'll literally tap the heat down to like what you would call a low heat, but it's not low. And then you let the wok temperature fall down a little bit by moving the rice around, and then you whack it back up again. And it's a juggling act, and you can tell by how much you've gone over by how hard you need to hit the tap. Because you tap it a little bit, it's a little bit too hot, you just tap it a little bit. Really hot, you tap it really hard. And it's constant. Like if you're doing like, you don't do fried rice one at a time. You do if it's like chicken fried rice, but not if it's a egg fried rice. You do like 6 at a time. So you're doing 6 fried rices at a time. In that time, during cooking, you're going to move your lever at least 6-7 times.
Yes.
And if you're not doing that, you're either going to burn it or it's not going to cook quick enough, and you're going to get shouted at by someone. But I don't, going back to the original question, I think it's a cooking tip.
Yes.
I don't think home chefs need to spend 2 years, or well, that would be longer because that's every day for 2 years. So it would probably take 15 years for an average person. But I think the main tip I always say, before you serve your food, taste it.
Yes.
Taste.
Very important taste.
That's the best advice I can give anyone. Taste it before you serve it. Taste it before you season it. That's another one, unless it's raw. I mean, you season along the way. We teach you how to season along the way. But there are moments, even I'm cooking, I've under-seasoned or I've over-seasoned, and I won't put that into a pot without tasting it first.
Yeah.
That's the difference between a good cook and a great cook, in my opinion. And understanding seasoning, because by tasting your food, you learn to understand how to season properly, and seasoning properly is genuinely everything.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Did we cover that newcomer?
I think we did.
Okay.
Unless you got one more tip for a newbie.
I think.
No?
It depends on what they like to eat, though, isn't it? For a start.
Well, there are certain things.
Newcomer.
Well, they're just saying what's a good tip for someone who's completely new, let's say, to Chinese cooking.
Yeah.
What would you think is a good tip? Don't overcook your noodles. Use a rice cooker.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. Even we use a rice cooker now.
Yeah.
Couldn't live without a rice cooker.
No. Okay, so next question I'm going to pick at random. Okay, so this is a bit of a throwback from last. What has just happened?
Your battery gone.
Ah, right. I'm gonna stop recording and see what's happened. Right, really sorry about that. This happens every week, and this week I've actually got a hardwire into my camera from a mains, and I don't know why it's not working. This is a true story. I've got quite a few friends who are large YouTubers or TikTokers and stuff. Obviously, because we've got quite a big platform, and they have no idea why our equipment never works and things. They cannot believe our luck when it comes to stuff like. They're literally just like, I don't understand how it doesn't work for you because I've just done it, and I'm like, well, I've just done exactly what you've done, and they come over, use or I'll send it over.
Yes.
They go, yeah, you're correct. It just hasn't worked for you.
I think maybe you have too much vibe.
Too much vibe.
Yeah, somebody who had very high impulse, you know.
Yeah, maybe. Or
It happened to my friends as well. She's very high vibe, so all her electric goods always go off.
well,
I mean, broken down, right? Just broken down for no apparent reason. Could it be?
yeah, maybe. It's just ridiculous. Nothing ever seems to work for us. Anyway, I can't really remember the question.
What was it?
I don't know. I can't remember. For you, it's been a couple of seconds. For us, it's about been 10, 15 minutes.
It was about the newcomer we were talking about.
Yeah.
Then I said we cover everything. Then you go into a new one. It's a random one.
Right. Okay. Oh yeah, I remember. I think so. This we were talking about this last week, but this is a very quick one that I can answer very, very, very easy and very quickly, because they commented on this on the last podcast where we talked about Chinese garlic being grown in human feces, and I essentially debunked it. Obviously, you have to do your own research, so do your own research, but I debunked it, and they asked the question, what's the difference between Chinese garlic and normal garlic?
It's the same.
Exactly, it's exactly.
Can you tell me what is Chinese garlic? Garlic is garlic. It's just garlic.
Why? I think they got.
Can you tell me what is Chinese garlic look like, please?
I think they got confused, thinking like because we were talking about Chinese garlic, they thought, oh, maybe it's a different type.
It's grown
in China. So I think it's like 70%. I could be wrong on that. I know it's a large, like the majority of garlic is grown in China, and it's distributed across the world. So I think that's where the confusion came from. But essentially, it is the exact same thing, which I think is Allium sativus or SATIVUIS or something like that. Anyway, it's all the same like species or genus, I think it is. There are like different types you can get, but the one that you genuinely use for cooking in general is the same everywhere. And that has been historically grown wherever land is fertile all over the world, essentially before, or has existed before humans started farming.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just the way it is. So there is no real difference between.
No, it's just because Spanish garlic, because it's grown in Spain, not
Span. It's grown in Spain.
Grown in Spain, that's why it's called Spanish garlic.
Yeah.
And because the garlic grown in China is called Chinese garlic. If it grown in Peru, it's called Peru.
Yeah,
or
it's
Brazil garlic. It's just wherever it produced from.
French garlic. Yeah,
or Korean, French, or wherever it's grown. That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. So I hope we cleared that one up.
Cleared that, yes.
Mum got a bit angry at that at the beginning. I don't know why. But yeah, hope we've cleared that up. Another random one. Why does everyone say MSG is bad for you? I know it's a question close to your heart. That's by Stuart Williams, 4886. Wow. Miseducation, really.
It's a misconception. Is that what a word?
No, it's Paul. It's miseducation.
Miseducation, yeah.
So essentially, MSG, the myths of MSG and all the reactions to it go back to a paper released in the 1970s by a doctor called Dr. Kwan. and it said he had noticed that when he was out in restaurants in the US that he felt funny after eating it, and then he did some studies on it, and he found out that it was the MSG that was causing the issues. It was later found out that this paper was submitted and then was about to be published in the Times, so it should have been peer reviewed, but it wasn't. It went through anyway, and it was about to be published. It might not be in the Times, but it was a very respectable sort of magazine or newspaper or something like that in America. Yeah, and the author of this paper phoned up and said, "No, this is fake. I made it up because my name is Dr. Howard Steele, and I'm in oncology. I think it's oncology." And he was in a bet with his mate, I think he was a surgeon. And he was saying how people who are in his particular field weren't clever enough to be published. So he said, all right, I think I can definitely get a paper published. And knowing like the distrust of the Chinese people at the time in the US, the 70s, by the way, he put that paper out there, tried to get it pulled, and then the magazine said, no, this story is so sensational, we can't not run it. So they did it anyway, because he could see the repercussions this would have on the Chinese community, and it's reverberated ever since. And the thing is, there are so many studies on people who say they're MSG sensitive who cannot tell when they've been given MSG in a laboratory situation. Like, what people don't realize is how powerful the human brain is. So then the opposite of a placebo is called a nocebo effect. That's actually on the magnitude of nearly 6 times stronger than a placebo effect. Yeah. You can give yourself pain mentally without actually needing or wanting to experience it because your brain is that powerful. And then, so before that, let me interject. Before that, no one had any issues with it. No one had reported it ever. No one had ever gone, MSG is giving me this, but there was loads of research and loads of people going, I get this when I eat wheat, I get this when I eat dairy, I get this when I eat nuts, I get this when I eat even something innocuous, celery, which I know is on the 14 allergies list, but celery, sesame seeds, all these things, not one had a problem with MSG. And it's, I know people are going to be listening to this and go, well, I actually do have a problem with it. Maybe you do, but the chances of you having that sort of allergy to it or reaction to it is akin to having one from oxygen or salt, or
maybe it's linked with something else,
or water.
You know what? I kid you not. I have an MSG since I was young. I'm over 60 now. I'm still all right.
Yeah, but
my brain is still functioning. I'm still so flexible.
Of course, that was always in question when MSG was involved. Yeah, I mean, obviously you're not flexible. You eat MSG.
No, that is nothing wrong with it. You know what? When I was young, we literally have nothing to eat at home. We got no sweet. I grew up not eating like sweet or biscuit or anything. The only thing we could have either sugar.
Yeah.
Can I say that?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Sugar.
Yeah.
Salt.
Yeah.
MSG.
Yeah.
MSG were quite expensive as well, you know.
Yeah.
My mum had to hide it in our pantry in the kitchen ladder.
Yeah. Larder
with the door closed. She put it out on the top shelf.
What's to stop you eating it?
Yeah. All the goodies, expensive stuff that we eat like occasionally, like a festival or whatever, we had to put on the top shelf. I used to climb up to that little pantry, or quite big, that pantry thing, and go and get the MSG out. All my brother and sister and friends, we used to do that. We put it on our hand, and then we could just go like that, lick it, or either sugar or MSG we eat.
I used to do that as a kid as well.
Yeah. So, hey, I'm still here.
Lots of people actually did that.
When they were young, we all do that, but down back home. So we are still perfectly all right. Nothing
wrong with you?
No, not at all. I think I'm really
Yeah, I mean the thing is like I said, people are going to argue, say I definitely have a side effect to it. You genuinely, what they don't realise is that when MSG touches water, MSG no longer exists. MSG is not in your food. It becomes one glutamate molecule and one sodium ion, which is found naturally everywhere. Essentially, your body even produces both of those because glutamate is a important amino acid for brain development, muscle growth. It's important for lots and lots and lots of different reasons. And sodium is an important electrolyte, so you need both of those. And it's I think it's just this people's will of wanting it. Not necessarily. I don't think it's race related now. It was in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Now I just think it's a willful ignorance in terms of they want there to be an issue because it makes them feel special.
Yeah, that could be right.
Because
yes.
I've noticed that there is a certain kind of person who has reactions to it, and they always have very similar profile pictures.
God.
How has that happened? Really? Right, I'll be back in 1 second. Right, we're back, and apologise for that. That's never happened before, and that battery wasn't on. I checked, wasn't on 100%, and it went from 100% to 0 in like less than 10 minutes. That's 2 times that's happened now, which is incredible because there's no reason for it whatsoever. Like I literally looked up about 2 or 3 minutes ago just to check how much battery was on it, and it went.
Yeah, we don't know what happened.
We don't
know what happening. Yeah.
So back to the MSG thing. So essentially, it's all bullshit. People who still want to believe it are ill-educated. People who have reactions to it probably have a reaction to something else. More likely soy, because soy is in everything. Literally, soy lectin is quite literally in everything. So yeah, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it's very, very, very unlikely. But you say that to anyone who's sensitive, and they go, "Oh yeah, I'm that exception." Every single no, you're not. You're not. And do you know what? One of the biggest things, I know I shouldn't say this, but one of the biggest things is always, someone messages me saying my partner has always said they have bad reactions to MSG. I've seen them have bad reactions to MSG, right? So they've tested it, and they've been cooking with it for the last 6 months, and they've gone, and this happens quite literally once a week. I get the same message. They're absolutely fine, and then when they go to their local Chinese, they have a reaction. So that just goes to show it's in their heads.
Yeah. Sometimes it could be just like a psychological thing, isn't it? Yeah. They want to believe that give them the problem, they will be having that
issue.
Yeah, issue.
Yeah, of course. That's exactly what it is.
We have known a few people having told us that they were really, really severely allergic to MSG.
And then I look. So long story short is they'd been eating from us for about 4 or 5 years. They came in and said, "I'm so glad you guys don't use MSG because I'm definitely allergic. I come up with hives everywhere." And then I just looked at Mum. I just thought
the soil. Some of the sauces there was already hard in it.
Well, we added it as well, but they never said that they had a reaction, allergic or intolerance to it, and they were absolutely fine. Like every time, never an issue.
No,
never was there.
No.
And it's happened quite a few times.
Yes, not just one, many times.
Yeah, which just goes to show the. Well, for me anyway, how poorly educated and
how they want to make
biased people are.
Yeah, bias is it?
Yeah, bias in terms of the MSG has to be bad. So if I ever have it, I feel ill. Or
well, then there's nothing we can do though. That's how you feel. That's how you feel, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yep. So, what's the next question? Are we carry on, or are we going to cut short today?
Well, I'm looking up, and it looks like we've got a fairly good battery, but I thought that last time, and then within 3 minutes it drained again.
Yeah.
Weirdly though, genuinely weirdly, I think I caught an EVP.
What EVP?
Which is an electro voice phenomenon.
Is it?
Yeah, so it's like a ghost thing. I was just editing a video for Korean chicken wings.
Yes.
Toto went mental at the door, and he's never done it before. He kicked the door open so hard that it banged and scared me.
Is it?
Yeah, and Lydia, I said, "What was he attacking?" She goes, "I don't know. He just launched himself at the door." I caught the EVP.
Oh, okay.
Can't really hear what it's saying, and then it's a human voice though.
Is it?
Yeah, and our batteries keep dying.
Well, it don't happen to me though. No, I don't mind.
No, I don't. I genuinely, I'm skeptic, but my imagination runs wild with me.
I don't really do though. I don't.
Interesting.
I do. Sometimes I think I do go to like sometimes like I've been to clairvoyant a lot of times.
Who's Claire? Claire who?
Clairvoyant.
Claire who?
Clairvoyant. Reading the palm things.
This is voyant.
Yeah. They could not.
That Mum did not get that joke. It was a terrible joke. I apologise.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what's happening?
Oh.
That's crazy. Okay, the camera just died again.
Yeah, so should we cut short?
So yeah I think we're going to cut short now.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Absolutely.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, this has been probably the worst one we've ever done. I very much apologise for it. I don't know. This is crazy.
Yeah. No, is amazing.
Yeah.
It's not crazy. It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Thank you.
Hopefully next week's one will be better.
Yeah, back to normal.
Okay. So take care, guys.
Yeah, bye.
Bye bye.